Experimental research design. Experimental research design. Experimental research design is a scientific and systematic approach to investigating cause and effect relationships between variables. It is considered the most rigorous of all research designs. In this design, the researcher deliberately manipulates one or more independent variables to observe their effect on one or more dependent variables. The key distinguishing feature of experimental research is control. Researchers exercise control over the environment and variables to eliminate or minimize the effects of extraneous factors. The purpose is to establish a causal relationship, where changes in the independent variable are shown to result in changes in the dependent variable. Experimental research is widely used in education, psychology, health sciences, and natural sciences, where hypotheses are tested under controlled conditions. Classic example in education might involve testing whether a new teaching strategy improves student performance compared to traditional methods. Experimental design includes three essential components: manipulation, control, and randomization. Manipulation refers to the deliberate change introduced by the researcher, usually the independent variable. Control involves holding constant all other variables that might influence the outcome, ensuring that only the independent variable affects the dependent variable. Randomization ensures that participants are randomly assigned to groups, reducing selection bias and increasing the internal validity of the experiment. The most common type of experimental research is the true experimental design, which involves random assignment of subjects to experimental and control groups. Extraneous. True experiment, both groups are subjected to the same conditions, except that the experimental group receives the treatment or intervention. Another type is the quasi-experimental design, which resembles true experiments but lacks random assignment. It is often used in real-world settings where randomization is not feasible. Pre-experimental designs represent the simplest form and are often conducted without control or randomization, making them more vulnerable to bias. One widely used true experimental model is the pretest post-test control group design, where both groups are tested before and after the intervention. This allows researchers to measure the effect of the treatment while controlling for initial group differences. Another common model is the post-test only control group design, used when pretesting is impractical or might influence outcomes. The Solomon 4 group design combines both approaches and is used to examine the effects of pretesting. In educational settings, experimental research might explore how different teaching strategies, technologies, or curriculum designs impact learning outcomes. In psychology, it is used to investigate the effects of therapies, interventions, or cognitive tasks on behavior or performance. A crucial aspect of experimental research is the selection of participants. Random sampling is preferred to ensure representativeness and eliminate sampling bias. However, in controlled settings, researchers often use random assignment after selecting a convenient sample. Once participants are selected, they are randomly assigned to either the experimental group, which receives the treatment, or the control group, which does not. Blinding is another important consideration. In single-blind experiments, participants do not know their group allocation. In double-blind experiments, neither participants nor researchers know, reducing bias. The researcher must define clear operational definitions of variables to ensure accurate measurement and replication. Instruments used in data collection must be valid and reliable, ensuring that the outcomes measured reflect the constructs intended. Tools may include standardized tests, rating scales, observational checklists, or experimental tasks, depending on the nature of the study. Before implementation, instruments are often subjected to pilot testing to identify errors and improve reliability. The procedure section should outline the step-by-step process for conducting the experiment, including timeframes, settings, and materials used. Ethical considerations are especially important in experimental research. Participants must provide informed consent and be made aware of any risks involved. Researchers must also ensure confidentiality, the right to withdraw, and protection from harm, physical, psychological, or emotional. In some cases, researchers are required to obtain approval from an Ethics Review Board, ERB, or Institutional Review Board, IRB. After data collection, statistical analysis is conducted to determine whether the differences observed between groups are statistically significant. Inferential statistics, such as t-tests, ANOVA, analysis of variance, ANCOVA, analysis of covariance, and regression analysis are commonly used in experimental research. These statistical tools help determine whether the observed changes are likely due to the treatment or random chance. Effect size is also calculated to assess the magnitude of the intervention's impact, which complements statistical significance. The results section should clearly report the statistical findings, supported by tables, graphs, and narrative summaries. The researcher must then interpret the findings in light of the hypothesis, existing literature, and theoretical framework. Limitations of the study should be discussed honestly. These might include small sample size, short duration, or lack of ecological validity. Ecological validity refers to the extent to which results can be generalized to real-world settings, a common limitation in tightly controlled experiments. Another limitation is participant reactivity, where individuals may change their behavior because they know they are being studied. Hawthorne effect. Despite its complexity, the strength of experimental design lies in its internal validity, its ability to demonstrate causality with confidence. Compared to other research designs, experimental research provides the most persuasive evidence for testing hypotheses and making decisions. However, it requires careful planning, access to participants, resources, and sometimes specialized equipment, or laboratories. In the methodology chapter, the rationale for using experimental design must be clearly explained, especially how it aligns with the study's objectives. The chapter must include a thorough description of the research design, participants, instruments, procedures, and data. Analysis techniques. It should also include any assumptions, limitations, and delimitations to clarify the scope and boundaries of the study. The use of experimental research is particularly justified when the research problem demands an investigation of causal mechanisms or intervention effectiveness. In conclusion, experimental research design offers a robust and methodical framework for examining cause and effect relationships, making it invaluable in scientific inquiry. When carefully implemented, it provides valid, reliable, and actionable insights that contribute meaningfully to knowledge, practice, and policy development. If you find this content helpful, subscribe to stay updated on the next tips for writing Chapter 3. Feel free to comment below with topics you'd like us to cover in future content. Thank you.
Coffee cup, minds in a race, staring at the screen, trying to find my place. Outlines messy, deadlines tight, gotta make this thesis shine so bright. Sources, research, writing flow, draft and edit, take it slow. Citations right, no mistakes, one more page, oh for goodness sake. Don't deny it, every word refine, revise it, step by step, don't lose your mind. That degree's about to shine. Reviews long, but I push ahead. Methodologies got me seeing red. Data's done now, analyze, find the gaps and theorize. Feedback's in, don't be stressed. Rewrite, refine, do your best. Paint visions up, take a breath. This thesis stands the test. Write it, cite it, stay excited. That degree's about to shine. Lip review's long, but I push ahead. Methodology's got me seeing red. Data's done now, analyze. Find the gaps and theorize. Feedback's in, don't be stressed. Rewrite, refine, do your best. Transitions up, take a breath. This thesis stands the test. Write it, cite it, stay excited. All this work, can't deny it. Step by step, you're almost there. That the thesis life, it's only fair.